Hey, what up, my peeps? You got Sarge coming at you Wednesday evening in the backyard. Big shout out to the Crap Nation crew. What up, my peeps? Yep. So, back off that, fresh back off that 8-day cruise the Eastern Caribbean. Posted a trip report. Check it out. It was a blast. Had lots of fun. So, anyhow, let's get ready for a night of live fantasy crap. Dialing in session. Let's get dialed in. See what the dice hold in store for us today. I slept on my hand the wrong way last night and my thumb is sore as hell. So, Jesus. I've been wearing a thumb spiker. Those of you who are familiar, if you ever had a problem with your thumb, you wore a thumb spiker. And I've been wearing it all day long, my little hand thing, and just took it off. And now my finger is sore as shit, so, alright. Enough with the excuses. Let's get a session in. 36 rolls, dice are moving, shooter has them, let's do this. Face them. Okay, that didn't even come out right. Alright, 538. And let's get some tracker going here. 538. Alright, we have tracker. Yeah, man, that trip was epic. I didn't talk about the places we stopped, but I think I talked about Coco Key, which was our first stop after leaving out of Galveston. And, you know, like I said, we did the Hideaway Beach. That was pretty cool. Let's light the 8. And, after that, we went to Costa Maya. Costa Maya was nice. I didn't talk about that. But, yeah. Went to the ruins in Costa Maya. Say so. Alright, 415. Went to check out the ruins in Costa Maya. The Mayan pyramids that are there in the jungle. And yes, it's jungle. It was about an hour drive from the port to get there. And all I can say is, folks, there wasn't nothing to see except, you know, jungle or greenery on both sides for about an hour drive straight out till you get deep in the jungle. Then it opens up into the temple area, which was beautiful. Felt like Indiana Jones out there. You know, it was nice. It was nice. Hot, humid. I mean, hell, you're in the jungle, so it rained a little too. They say this is the rainy season. All right, looking for 8. Take some. It's a 4-3. Son of a. All right, watch for that. 4-3-7. Ouch. Ugh. So, after Costa Maya, we went to Cozumel. I'm sure if you've been sailing in the Eastern Caribbean, you've been to Cozumel. Most folks been there. A lot of folks been there. And that was about our second, third time being to Cozumel. So we just hung out in the mall, the little plaza area right there, you know, when you get off the ship, and hung out in a little restaurant they call Senor Frogs. Yeah. Let me tell you, I got a little story about that. So let's get this sauce in. Take some. Alright, 549. Let's light the 9. So yeah, me and the wife go into Senor Frogs, and let me tell you, that is a partying little place right there. Right there, the dock. I'm sure some of y'all might be familiar with it. Senor Frogs. She had the blue drink. No, she had the red drink. I had the blue drink. Next thing I know, I had friggin' balloons on my hair and was running around the bar trying to dance on top of the table. And Thank God there aren't any pictures of that. So yeah, we had a ball there. We had a ball. So yeah, it was just those three stops we did. Coco Key, perfect day at Coco Key, uh, the Costa Maya, and Cozumel. Everything else was basically a Dead Sea. It was nice. Thanks, sir. 6 4 10, and that ship, Harmony of the Sea. OMG, that is one of the biggest frigging ship I have ever been on. When we pulled up next to ship, we was just dwarfing everything that was out there when we pulled into different ports. So yeah, man, what a ship. You tend to forget that you're actually on a ship at sea because the way how it's designed and built. Oh, just go on YouTube and check it out if you haven't. You know. All right. Thanks, so. Looks like an 8, hard 8. Did I put the 10 in? Yeah, hard 8. So yeah, the action on the table. The set that I'm using, this Kissing 3 set, really works well with my shot. You know, this chopper toss, and you know, as George would say, sometimes the dice would explode, so I'd end up with a lot of hard 6s, or implode, and I'll end up with a bunch of hard 8s. So I was definitely betting the hard ways, and got impressed. They're pretty nice. Normally I'm not a hard way better, but since I really started focusing on on this 6-2 2-6-6-2 set, Kissing 3s, man, yeah, I'm a hard way better. I am hooked. Think so. 3-2-5. Okay, what just happened? Did not go in. 3-2-5. And yeah, every night after, you know, because of how my battle rhythm was, I was only playing maybe about 2-3 hours a night tops, because I was hitting the table at 11, and normally it would be shutting them down by 2. So, but every night when I did get off the table, you know, on those winning nights, I would always make sure I told the dealers, and they would ring that bell. They would ring that bell like Larry. Make the bell ring. Say so. 3-4. Shooting like shit. Wow. Okay. So yeah, I had some great rolls on their table. Like I said, the bounce of the table, pretty good neutral bounce surface, and then the table min's $10. However, Lordy Lord, they will no roll your ass to death. If both them dice don't hit the back wall, and you know with the chopper, you know, they roll up and just tap the back wall lightly. Thanks, so. They will call no roll, no roll. I got so many friggin' no roll. It became very disappointing, yeah, disheartening, because it made me feel like, okay, I'm not going to be able to use the chopper. Which after that first day, the second day, I switched the par and had a very nice roll. But then after that, I switched right back to the chopper the following day. Had a shitty roll, but figured out real quickly it was the shoe. It got to be the shoe. Had the wrong shoes on. Hey, so 325 buckshot. Okay. Alright, throw one out. So yeah. Yep. The first night, like I said, I quickly discerned who was the serious shooters. Oh, and my betting style. What was my betting? If it was just a random huck 'em and chuck 'em, I 6-8'd. Once I figured out who was the decent, respectable shooters, when the dice went to them, I started out 44 inside on them. On myself, the first night I did 66 inside and quickly grew, you know. Hey, son. 6'5", mid-mode, yo. So, but as we got deeper into the cruise and I got to really figured out who was the real serious shooters that I could, maybe take a chance on, I started going 66 inside on them. And by that time, my confidence had went up, so I started going 110 inside on myself. And worked out brilliantly. Brilliant. What was it called? Oh, yo. Say so. 6-1. And I'm going to say this. If that table, those tables, because they got 2 tables, if they had ATS on them, Lord knows we would have been getting paid. Because on those monster roll, that 40 roller that I had, I did not throw 1-7. Not one. Just nothing but box numbers and horns. So, and when Big Red came, that was it. So, yeah. Hey, so. Yeah, it looks like a 6, hard 6. So, yeah. Like I said, those hard waves come up at a pretty good clip sometime using this set. And I like that. Alright, looking for 6. Hey, so. For 610. Yep, Alfredo had warned me about, he's like, beware, they will call no roll on you if both dice don't hit the back wall. And once I got over that psychologically, then I refocused, got back into it, and yeah, as a matter of fact, so. Yeah, that would be a no roll right there, 6-4-10. As a matter of fact, I purposely threw short a couple times just to see what the dice were doing and kind of use it as a spotting round before firing for effect. How about that, Demon Dog? Before I fired for effect, fired a couple spotting round, let them call a no roll on them, and then once I walked in the artillery, so I Fired for effect, 426, front line. So that was cool. Yep, and early in the cruise, when I was out one day walking around. Actually, what happened was I was getting ready to go to dinner with my wife that night for our anniversary, and the when I pulled out my shirt, I realized, holy shit, this shirt requires cufflinks. I didn't even pay attention. I just grabbed the shirt. So I went down to the gift shop. Yeah, here's a joke. Hmm. Hey, son. I went down to the gift shop. That's 527 on the come out. And asked one of the lady down there, she had a little kiosk in the center of the ship, just like you're in the mall, selling that gold by the inch thing. And I just asked her, hey, you happen to have any cufflinks? She's like, yeah, come back here to my jewelry shop, and let me show you what I got. I go in there, she go whip out 2 cufflinks. I looked at them, I was like, huh, very snazzy. What's the damage? How much we looking at? $4,600. Ha 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 ha. I said, that's where the hell they gonna say that? Well, I didn't quite say that to her. I was like, yeah, that's all right. So, I think one of her colleagues, we're gonna come out. One of her colleagues, hey, son, must have heard me talking to her 213. Shocker. And he said, oh, you need cufflink? I make you some. I was like, huh? What the hell are you talking about? So he took me down to back to the gold stand, and he commenced to cutting 2 little 1-inch piece of gold, put clasp on them, and boop, made me some cufflinks out of them, out of gold chain. I had to buy 2 inches, cost $30. So and actually looked very nice, worked out nicely. So, but yeah. So how does that tie into the watch? So what happened was, when I went in his shop, thanks sir, 314. When I went in his shop, first thing he did was try to sell me a watch. He's like, sir, I see you wearing a nice watch. I think I had on my Citizen's watch, Citizen's Eco Drive or something. And he's like, come, I have a good watch for you. I looked at it, I was like, damn, son's seeing that rose gold, I fell in love. I was like, Started thinking to myself, if I get on a good run and able to get some profit going, I'll come back and get that. Well, guess what? Now they say the rest is history. I was able to get a couple of good runs going, and I went right back to that shop. Thanks, son. 314. That's a buckshot, by the way. I just forgot to move the pop and mark it. Busy running my mouth. Throw one out. Buckshot. So yeah, I went right back to dude, and the watch was like 650, 675, 650. He said, don't worry, I cut you a good deal. So I go back to him, I was like, hey, thanks for the cufflinks, man. I said, so you say you was gonna cut me a good deal? He's like, yeah, no problem. He wrote down 550. I said, deal, done. I was gonna buy the watch regardless, but seeing him knock 550 off, 100 off the price, not too shabby. So yes, now I'm the proud owner of a Tissot watch. Am I saying that correct? Tissot. Buying watch that you can't even pronounce the damn name of. That's a shame. Tissot. So yeah. Take some. 6.5 mid-mole. So yeah, that's how I ended up with that watch. I'm sure that's gonna become a favorite in my little collection. I just like, I'm not the pull out the phone guy or whatever to, no. I'm wearing a watch, folks, so I guess maybe a little old school in me. I am wearing a watch, and I can't do the big face watch. To each his own. Let's give me the normal standard face. I'm happy with that. Alright, we're gonna come out. Hey, so. It's a 527. And, oh yeah, something about Big Red here. The night that I decided to switch to par, funny thing happened. When I decided to go with an all-winner set, and my first 5 toss was 7s. Okay, I like, wow. I was like, note to self: as soon as you do throw a number, quickly change, get off of that set, cause apparently I'm throwing primary, which I did. Think so. 246. So I switched, got off that set, select the 6. I got off the all 7 set, because now it's throwing par. And you know, when I throw par, and I'll throw one just for the hell of it, I don't practice it. You guys see me throw a chop. What I did was my usual 2-3-6-3. Quarter turn the top die away from me. I use a very deep grip. My fingers go all the way down to the felt. Then I just kind of put my hand down on felt. There so. You got a 6-5 mid-mo yo. Again, I don't practice that toss. However, when I get in a jam and my chopper isn't flying right, I'll throw another one. So what I quickly realized, well, I always knew, was my dice were staying on axis. Okay, so 6-5 mid-mo yo, and I was hitting a shitload of 6s and 8s, and I got my 6 quickly pressed up to 120, and the 8 was at 90, and yeah, I think that's had a 22 roller throwing par that night, and a bunch of double-digit roll. And this is what it looked like. Think so. Okay, that rode a little high, not a good release, but not something that you see me do often. That's a 6-2-8. So yeah, but like I said, the next night I went back to my chopper, kissing 3s. I think that next night I had screwed up too, cause had the wrong shoes on. Hey, so 2-1-3. And had they had a crapless crap table on there, I would have made it killing. Cause with this set, this is normally my crapless crap set. I don't like using it. I get long rolls with it, but I also get a shitload of horn numbers. So, alright, looking for 6. Hey, son. 4-1-3. 415. So yeah, like this set, but you know, seemed to work out better on a crapless crap table. But some of the best rolls that I ever had was with these kissing threes. So I guess oops, there's something to it. All right, looking for 6. Okay, so 5-6 mid-mo. Like I said, and at the table I would get frustrated at myself because want to see box hit. That looks like a repeater. You're looking for box numbers, and instead you're throwing a bunch of horns. Not a big feel better. Matter of fact, not a feel better at all. Hey, son. 5-6 mid-mo. Again, this is what gets frustrating with this set. And actually, because I'm staying on axis in the throwing plane, getting side numbers, I guess I can switch and go to V sets, which I normally go with a 2-3-6-3, double click the top die, so it becomes 5-3, 5, yeah, face line. 5-3-8, short roll. Yeah, there was no warning from the pit boss. They just be no roll, no roll, no roll. So, alright. So, I'm gonna go to this 3V, double click, 2-3-6-3, double click, it becomes 5-4-6-3. Okay, so 2-6-8. Yep, so now it's time to get back in the saddle, have a little fun with the fellas tonight, guys and girls. I'm sure Dice Mama's gonna be there, maybe lazy, and throw some dice. Say some. Aces. Right? Like I said, on a crapless crap table, the set alright, looking for 6. Say some. 6-5 mid-mo, yo. Oh, actually, what happened? I inadvertently went back to the set, did I? I think I went back to the kissing threes. It's supposed to be on a 3V. Alright. Looking for that 6. Okay, son. It's a 4-1-5. watching Ashish and George do a little session. What was it, this morning? And Ashish started off with some beautiful rolls. George couldn't hit shit. And then, of course, he pulled out our monster. Way to go, bro. George had a monster roll. Let me tell you. Hey, so. It's a 2-3-5. Yep. Sometimes it just take a little minute to get your toss going, get it dialed in. Once you do, it's off to the races. Alright, looking for that 6. Think so. It's a 5-2. Son of a. And we are out. Let's see. That was what was that? A 20 something, 23 or 25? I can't even. It's a 20 something. It looks like. So that was a decent roll. Alright, we're gonna finish out the session here real quick. Got a few more. Yeah. No 9. Look at that. Do a shitload of horns. Alright, go back to the 2-6-6-2. Face on. 2-1-3. Gonna come out. So, yep. Had a very good trip. Face on. So 2-4-6. Hey, make the 6. So yeah. Kissing 3s, 2-6-6-2. Taste some. We got a midnight. That's the thing about this set. This set can be very frustrating when you're trying to hit box numbers and all you're getting is side numbers, which mean you should be able to switch set with no problem, right? Alright, let's stick with it. 2-6-6-2. Okay, so 5-4-9. Alright. As long as we get a 4-1 die, a 3 or 4-1 die, we are golden. Which is what I kept on saying to myself at the table. And I was like, yeah, as long as it's a 3 or 4 on one die, I'm golden. And the roll just went on and on and on. That's a good thing. Say so. It's a 415. Alright, looking for 6. I'm gonna do something here. What I got? 2 toss, I think. What's that? 30. Holy shit, I'm at 42. How did that happen? Okay, I'm gonna throw one more toss and call it. Shit. It's only looking for 36 toss. Damn. Alright. Alright. Usual. I can't do math. Looking for 6. There you go. Of course, we get a friggin' 5-2 parting shot. Fuck you, 7. Alright. Alright. 5-2, 7 out. So that last hand was a little short hand, 4-3, I don't know, 4-5 roll or something like that. Alright, so that toss is dialed in, feels good. My thumb doesn't. Still sore as shit. I just slept, put it under the pillow and I slept on my thumb. Alright, we're gonna put the bitch in and let's get ready for Live Fantasy Crap Wednesday night edition. Alright, see you over on Dice Grinder channel. We'll see how the roll translate to the live set. Sarge out.